Hey everybody, what's going on? It's BRIL Fitness. We are doing another day's ramblings. Um, Start my hour cardio for the day. Um, for those of you who watched the transformation video I did, you can now kind of see a little bit more, how I got where I'm at right now. And that was really what I was wanting to do, just, let everybody see where I came from and how big I used to be, so that everybody can really see why I get so excited about, little stuff. But the problem that I'm actually having right now that has really actually got me somewhat concerned is my current amount of loose skin. It doesn't look that bad, but then whenever, I'm sitting down, my belly button will pull up, over my abs pretty much. And just because the skin's so loose and it's not getting that shrink wrap to it, so I'm afraid that that's going to hurt me a lot on stage, because I feel like I'm actually a lot lower body fat wise than I look. However, due to the skin, it just makes me look a lot rounder. It makes it almost look like I got these mini love handles and stuff going on, and stuff like that. It's actually, and I'm sure, if I was just doing some little local show, it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but, I'm going to an NPC show, and I'm really, really hoping that, as we start to drop water and everything, it'll tighten up some. Otherwise, I might be in some trouble. So, if anybody has had that issue before and has any personal advice on what to do to get rid of it, that would be awesome. If you'd share that with me, kind of, because there's not a lot of people that have had, that experience. So, everybody's ideas are great, but nothing has really worked like everybody said that it would. I've tried derma rolling and lotioning and cocoa butter and all that other shit, and nothing's really done a whole lot. Tanning, a little, but I don't really want to tan a whole lot more, because I'm already like halfway to contest start and I haven't even put any protein. So, but anybody with experience on that, if you could shed some light on what you've done, that would be great. Also, I'm going to give you a little bit of how I got to 315 pounds real quick. Basically, whenever I was in high school, I started working out really hard my freshman year, and because I was overweight most of my life. I had asthma really bad as a kid, and doctors fed me prednisone and albuterol and crap like that all the time, and I was hungry. Prednisone, you don't get full, you just get miserable. And I was actually homeschooled through the 6th grade, so whenever I'd go on prednisone, if I was hungry, I just went to the fridge. And so anyway, I started trying to get in shape, and I got down to about 205. I'd say somewhere around 17% body fat. Not quite visible abs, but I was right there, from being able to see an outline. But I had to eat a lot because, I was working out twice a day on top of doing PE class. I'd lift at school, then I'd go home and lift in the basement. So, it was taking me a lot of food to get to that. And so then one day we're lifting in the weight room after school, and I lost my train of thought. We were doing max outs in PE. They made us max out, and we all started at the same weight and worked our way up together as a class. So, my max at the time was about 280 as a sophomore in high school, and I knew that, well, we get up to 225, and I'm the only one who still hasn't hit a max yet. So I went up to 250 and unracked the bar, and I got it down to my chest about halfway up. I couldn't do it. I was fatigued from all the, from doing 10, 12 singles before that, and they didn't have us warm up or nothing either. And this guy who's spotting me doesn't have a clue what he's doing, and practically has his fucking nutsack resting on my forehead. And he started screaming at me that his grandmother could lift that shit with her fucking dick. Get that shit up. I'm not fucking helping you, and all this other shit. Well, I'm just sitting there going, help, 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 help. Well, my right arm dropped, came back, popped, and another guy comes over and pushes the kid out of the way, pulls the weight up. It was too late though. I believe the doctor said 8 minor tears in my rotator cuff. The chances of surgery not making it worse was 50%. The chance of improvement, I believe the doctor said, was like 20. I didn't really like those odds, so I went through physical therapy 3 different times, and finally I couldn't do it, and I had to quit lifting. Even with physical therapy, it just wasn't improving, and I was in this habit, eating a dozen eggs every day, drinking milk, going through a tub of that Walmart whey protein like every other week, and everything else, chicken, well, tuna, all that other shit. But anyway, so it's like, okay, well, now what? And I kept eating that way just because I was used to it, and it was, it was just like a habit. The lifestyle became literally like this lifestyle that had consumed me, and so I wound up eating like that for a long time before one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, motherfuck. But I still couldn't really exercise because even running would jar my shoulder and make it hurt. And which it's an excuse. It really is, but it was painful, and so I wound up within about probably 6 months. I was probably about 245, 250, and I never stopped. After that, I just got depressed and discouraged, and eating anything and everything I fucking wanted to, whether it was cheese sticks, breadsticks, pizza, freaking, everything under the sun. If cakes, pies, cookies, Oreos, fucking 100 grand bars. And I just got to the point where I just didn't give a shit anymore. Like, I didn't care about my body. I didn't care about what I looked like. I didn't care about, how much work I'd put into, building a decent physique and a strong physique. And, I was primed to grow right then. My IGF levels had to have been high because, I was literally only taking creatine, and that was only whenever I could hide it because my parents freaked out about any supplements. So, taking creatine was out of the question whenever they were around. My mom threw out a $40 tub of NO Explode because it said not recommended for use by people under age 18. Oh, I was fucking pissed. Same thing with a 5-pound tub of freaking Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey. She fucking trashed, a couple $100 worth of supplements over, my lifting time in high school. Well, anyway, so, what I'm getting at is with the very minimal supplementation, and yeah, I was higher body fat, but my arms were 18.5 inches. I was 32 inches around my waist, 33, and I was squatting 400 pounds, and we didn't deadlift back then because everybody thinks that deadlifting is just so bad for you, but neither here nor there. Anyway, so go through all that stuff in life, and then finally, I met this great girl, and sometimes, a lot of people, whenever they meet somebody that they think that they're going to spend the rest of their life with, they'll settle down and not care anymore about how they look, because they're like, oh, they love me for me, so I can do whatever I want, I can get fat as shit and nobody's going to give a fuck. Well, I was actually the opposite, because, this girl was freaking gorgeous, man, and, is, we're engaged right now, and, but anyway, so I looked at it like this: if I can get into the best shape of my life, then people aren't going to stare at us when we go out because here's this freaking hot ass girl with that fat fuck, so to me, that was what was important, was getting into good enough shape that we didn't look out of place together. And so I worked my ass off, and I got all the way down to 168. Looked sick. Cheeks sunk in. Just looked gosh awful. Flat, nasty, loose skin everywhere. And started bulking. Kind of folded a little bit. Got up to 212. That was in December. I did some experimentation with pro hormones. I took Halo Draw. Ran that for about 8 weeks, and I made pretty good gains, but a lot of water, a lot of fat, and here whenever you're bulking, you're looking at yourself, you're like, man, I'm getting big, I look like I fucking lift in a shirt. And you don't realize that your waist is up to freaking 34 inches, and you're bloated and moon-faced and look awful. And so then I was like, man, I gotta get some reason to diet. And so I picked up, got online, started looking for shows near me, and I found the Flex Lewis NPC Classic. About the same time I discovered gh15.org forum, and I started talking to Bustin' Ass about prep coaching, and we started working together. He got me my diet and workout and we'll say supplementation plan together, and I haven't looked back since. I think I've only slipped up on my diet twice, and both times I've made up for it by doing more cardio, because I felt like shit, you know, go out in the middle of the night and eat tacos and then be like, man, I feel fucking awful about that. So I wind up, you know, going to the gym at midnight, unlocking the door with my key, and go in and do 30-40 minutes of cardio just to make up for that, you know, one taco or whatever. But holy crap, I've been babbling a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got some more stuff coming. I'm going to try and do a posing video today or tomorrow, along with, I'm going to do one with my routine, get that up as well. So, I'll see you guys soon. DRIL Fitness. I'll catch you later.